What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Denanu, and this is my homie, Jolly D.
What's up, y'all?
We're gonna be talking about some police shenanigans and some stuff they shouldn't have been, they shouldn't have did. So I'm gonna let you explain it.
So basically, it's breaking news going on right now. There were some articles that got released. We did go through a few different article sites just to make sure that the news is as accurate as it could be, because you know how both sides of the water is, man. It's just nothing but lies here and there. So apparently, the police officer that was involved in George Floyd's death was charged, and he was charged with, let me see, what did they say he was charged with? Third-degree murder and manslaughter in the death of George Floyd, and that's coming from the Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman announced that Friday afternoon. So today he was charged with third-degree murder and manslaughter.
Did they mention anything about the other cops that was involved?
Nope, they're still fired. But there was no mention about that with them. Well, no, they are looking into also filing charges against those same officers as well. But
that's what's up.
We don't know what those charges are going to be, if they will file them at all. We just do know that this is like a small victory that we can claim as, for right now. Just something for right now. Oh, man. Yeah, and so moving forward, though, these are the significant developments that have arisen since then. So the Hennepin County Medical Examiner announced it has no physical findings that support a diagnosis of traumatic asphyxia or strangulation in the preliminary results of Floyd's autopsy. So meaning they're saying that there's no signs that he was strangled to death.
Or that he was suffocated.
Or that he was suffocated. And that's during the preliminary findings. So preliminary, that means that they look one time, but they will look again just to see if they missed anything. But how else could he have went?
Yeah, I know from because like I was telling you before we hit the record button, I knew about the articles and stuff and knew the story, but I didn't see the video. But you can see in that video, because that was my first time watching it, and I even mentioned, it looks like he dies on camera. So it's one of those things where it's like, how do you disprove that? Like, how did, you can clearly see that the guy, what did he die of? A heart attack? Like, it makes no sense. Like, you see him stop moving and stop breathing and all that stuff on camera. So I don't know how they can disprove that. They can say whatever results that they want, but unless they bullshit some shit and they just get a coroner and pay him off, or you wash my hand, I wash yours type thing and hey, look, we need you to say this and make this official, even though it didn't really happen, because they used to do that back in the day too.
Yeah, because there's other articles that showed that that said that he had passed away either on the way to the hospital or at the hospital, and that really reminds me of another guy. Let me see. I have to look this up.
Yeah, it's one thing that kind of bothered me too. Is like, I think the paramedics, did their job from what you can see in the video, but like, it's because I know their job doesn't really kick in until the officers let them do their job. So I can't really say like they shouldn't have got there and then seen the guy was on the ground not moving, and then they're not going to push the officer out of the way completely and just be like, move, get off of him, let me look at him. They're not going to do it like that. But
Freddie Gray was the man that died in the back of the police van.
Yeah, I think that was here, wasn't it? And in my state, Maryland. I think that was Baltimore, wasn't it?
Yeah, Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore.
Yeah, that's what we rided over when that happened.
Yeah. So so they're saying that now they don't know what happened, but at the same time, you can clearly say that it's a cause and effect. Yeah. He died because of. Yes. It doesn't have to be asphyxiation. It could have been the immense stress that he was under when he had so much knee on his neck. It doesn't, at that point, it doesn't really matter how he died. He died, so.
Yeah, isn't that, what do they call it? 3rd-degree manslaughter or something like that.
So that's why the charges, they have him charged for 3rd-degree murder and manslaughter.
Yeah.
So he's going to get charged for 2 separate things. And usually how this goes is that they will always, or they have usually dropped the first immediate, like, worst charge and then charge them with the most lightest thing that they can, which is manslaughter and not murder, or the other way around. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't really know the law, but I know that one is less than the other.
Yeah.
Minneapolis and St. Paul are under an overnight curfew this weekend, according to an order issued by Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. The curfew is in effect Friday and Saturday nights from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. This is also coming off the heels of them arresting the CNN reporters who were reporting the riots. Did you see that?
Yeah, I seen that. That was messed up, because that was another video where it's like they weren't doing nothing wrong.
It's like, literally, the guy literally said, "We will move where you want us to move. You just need to tell us where to go." And this was all while a police officer was holding him by the arm, just like standing there. And then they just basically said he was under arrest, and they arrested the whole crew.
Did they ever explain like why they arrested him with that? Or?
Nope. Nope. And see, here's the thing. That's a false arrest. Like, yes, they literally arrested him for no reason, and then they let the whole crew out. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, being detained is one thing, being arrested is something different. And then the governor had to apologize and took blame for that.
Yeah, he had to. Why are you arresting the press?
No, but it's like the governor. It's like, who set the order to arrest the press? Like, man, you're gonna suppress freedom of speech right now. Jeez, like, just all L's all the way around, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Oh, what you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, it's messed up. Like, do they got something in like the police station drinking water or something? Like, what's good old boy privilege? That's what that is.
So, Chauvin, that I guess is the guy's last name, the police officer, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, fuck him, had previously shot one suspect, was involved in a fatal shooting of another, and received at least 17 complaints during his nearly 2 decades with the Minneapolis Police Department, according to police records and archived news reports. He also previously served in the military.
17?
17 complaints.
And that's with the Minneapolis Police Department, the place he's still working.
Yes.
So you got 17 complaints, and they didn't say, "Hey, look, maybe with this guy, let's let him go." They just let him continue to do his job, huh?
So the shooting of that one suspect that he did was a 21-year-old black male, unarmed black male at that. I don't really have any more details about it.
Damn.
And then the other one was the fatal shooting that involved other police officers, where the guy was shot 48 times. We don't know what happened there. Yeah. Yeah.
48 fucking times?
Yeah, 48 times.
Guess they wanted to be sure, you know?
Yeah, I actually don't know. Like, I forgot what it was, like, because, like, when, like, a police officer's gun has, like, so many rounds in it, and I forgot exactly how many it is. I thought it was, like, 20-something. Is that right?
Well, it depends on the gun.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have to, we could probably look that up. It depends on whatever the police issued handgun is. Because that'll tell you how many rounds is in a typical magazine for that handgun. I'm assuming it'll be a common handgun, probably like a Glock or maybe a Beretta or something like that. Glock 17 maybe. Because if you got to shoot somebody 48 times, then that means either you had tons of cops there shooting, or that one guy had to reload at least maybe 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like there was either 2 or 3 cops that was involved in the shooting, because 48 times, that's a lot of bullets, man. Especially if they're all hitting. That's, you know what, that
well, if they say
doesn't
he
matter.
was shot 48 times, that means 48 bullets hit him. That's not saying, oh, well, we shot at him 48 times.
No, I know. Yeah. 48 bullets went in him.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. They unloaded. They gave. You might as well change the name of that guy. And I'm sorry for making jokes about the situation, but because it's kind of fucked up. But that's how I am. It is what it is. You might as well just change his name to Alex Murphy. They was like no, and they just lit him up. That's exactly what they did, and they wrong for doing it.
Okay, if you're not a millennial, you're not gonna get the RoboCop reference, and that's basically what it was. It was a RoboCop reference.
I can put in a clip, but it's like you don't want to. I'm not. It was the tone of the video, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
it's making light of the situation.
It's basically a win for us for right now. Well, no, not for us, because I'm not in Minneapolis. I wasn't out there. It's a win for George Floyd right now.
Yeah, I would say it's a win for social justice.
Yeah.
And, the fact that they looked at that and was like, you know what, let's just immediately charge him. Because didn't this happen like earlier this week? Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that? Or was this like last week?
Man, when did it happen? I know it was pretty soon. Like it was recent. Let me see.
Yeah, because I know I first started seeing stuff about it, I want to say like earlier this week. Because if that's a quick turnaround period, that means it's only been like a few days before they was like, you know what, we're charging this guy. They didn't wait, they didn't suspend him, and then let's say months later do an investigation,
May 25th.
And then okay, so yeah, that was 5 days ago.
Yeah,
so,
5 days ago now.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool that they actually came to that decision this quickly. Because most of the time they go through the whole rigmarole process and suspend them and all of this and do an investigation and then be like, okay, maybe we'll slap something on them. But I guess they had it on video, so you can't really deny that.
They were fired, I want to say either that day or the next day.
That's what's up.
So it happened really quick. And then everyone thought like, okay, cool. They're fired. Well, they didn't think, okay, cool. They thought he's fired. He's going to get away with it. That's the only punishment he gets. And then the riots start.
Yeah. From what I heard, and this is just from somebody else on Facebook, that they had tons of police officers at his house to kind of, for obvious reasons, because I'm sure somebody thought of going after his ass. But it's just kind of messed up in that whole situation. Bro,
I mean, these are like that riot. That was so intense. It just reminded me of like the civil rights riots, man.
Like I never understood a lot of that stuff. Like I don't understand writing. I understand the anger and stuff that becomes of that, but tear up the fucking police station. I never understood tearing up other shit. Like if you're mad at the cops, fuck them up. Tear up the police station, destroy cop cars, symbols of the establishment, so to speak. Not fucking Target, Walmart, your liquor stores, and the places where you live at. They ain't had shit to do with that. So it's just, I don't understand that. I even said that about the riots that we had here over that Freddie Gray stuff. It makes no sense. Why are you tearing up? Why are you tearing up the store you shop at?
Man, okay, so I got mixed feelings about it. Like I'm so centered. I'm on both sides. One, I feel like you have to riot. It's only so many times where something like this will happen before everyone is just saying, you know what, enough is enough. We have to do something. And if that causes the city to fork over money to fix all this shit that we do, then so be it.
That's a way of fighting back, essentially.
Yeah. The other half is you're harming your own fucking community. There's a way to riot without targeting local businesses. They have nothing to do with it. You don't know their stance on it or anything like that. So when I look at protesters, I'm like, great, protesters, cool. But then there's that other half of protesters that are like, I'm gonna take this opportunity to go do some dirt. I'm gonna go steal some shit. I'm gonna go break. Like, man, you breaking into Walgreens, Target. What does that have anything to do with anything? Nothing. You're stealing TVs and shit like that. You're doing nothing but harming the community. Because what happens after all that is said and done? Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna shop? Why would you want to live like that? There's a way to riot without targeting the people around you.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that. Your neighborhood's gonna end up like Chicago. where you just have a bunch of places or a bunch of people living there with no businesses. Because that's exactly what's going to happen. The government or the city or the state isn't going to pay all those stores money to restock and reset up all those stores. That's on the stores to do that. They may do that for like government businesses. They may kick them out a little bit of money to do it, but it ain't enough to repair a lot of that shit. I mean,
and the insurance may not even cover it.
Exactly. If anything, riot the police station, city hall, government buildings, and all of that shit. Tear that shit up.
Fuck those places up.
Yeah, not fucking Target, Walmart, the liquor store, and the corner store that you are gonna go to the day after the riot stop.
You know what? And you know what? Fine. Fuck it. You don't want like the big stuff like Walmarts and Targets and stuff like that. Fine. Fuck them up. Don't fuck up local businesses though.
Yeah.
These are places where your cousins work. These are places where that people have family at. These are places that are built by local business owners, the people that want to support the same community that you're fighting for. Don't fuck those up, dog. Like that's the main thing. Don't mess up the community. Fuck up the people that's intruding on the community, but not the actual community.
Yeah, at least Walmart and Target and the rest of them, they're still going to make money because they're outside of your state, essentially. But yeah, local businesses, they're already dying anyway. You don't want to, expedite that fucking process. It's stupid.
Exactly. I mean, fuck the things up that's hurting local businesses. Yeah, so if you go for Target and Walmart, I'm not saying it's good. I'm not justifying it.
Yeah.
It's still crime for no reason. You're using a dead man's platform to steal shit, to do illegal stuff, and that's essentially that's a horrible thing to do.
Essentially, you're shitting on his platform. You know, you may say, "Oh, that's wrong for doing that," but guess what? You're exploiting that situation to riot. So now you're shitting on his whole idea, and if anything, you should be honoring the situation. The fact that he died and that the state jumped on it and arrested and prosecuted the guy, well, not prosecuted yet, but charged the guy with all of that. I mean,
these riots were happening at the same time that this news came out. So no one really knows about it. No.
Oh, okay, so this didn't start the riots, because that's what I thought.
No. What started the riots was what happened. They wanted him charged. So this is to me is the reason why he was charged. I think if no one said anything, they would have swept under the rug. Yeah, it's like, okay, he just got fired. Yeah. Okay. So in saying that, and saying how much I don't like the rioting aspect, protesting part, cool. Tear gas, all that shit at the cops, at city buildings, cool. I'm talking about like the rioting, stealing TVs, shit that doesn't even have anything to do with the situation. That's the shit I'm like, that's stupid. Yeah. But in saying that, do you feel that if this didn't turn out this bad, that guy would have ever got charged for it?
Hell no. Well, it depends. If they had the video, maybe, because it's out there on the internet. But if this happened, and let's say nobody was recording, and the cops said one thing, and they didn't have proof that he died or whatever, then yeah, most definitely. They'd have just said, "Oh, though they attacked me," or "Oh, we had him in handcuffs and he started seizing, and we don't know what happened to him." It's there's so many lies that you could think up to explain. Oh, he just magically died in our care. We don't know what. Oh, he hit his head when he tried to run, and we had to tackle him.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I think they'd have just swept it under the rug. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, clearly the guy has 17 fucking, write-ups and shit, so it ain't nothing new. I mean, who knows? There's probably a bunch of people out there that, where's all the rest of the 17, people with the incidents? Where are they at? And I'm sure this ain't the first time somebody got roughed up and all of that, so.
I equate this to the same thing that I said before. When that stuff that happened in Dallas happened to those police officers. You remember that? When that black dude had that sniper rifle going out there?
I was about to bring that up, yeah.
So, all right. When that happened, loss of life. No, it wasn't cool. No, it wasn't good. No, I don't condone just straight murder for no reason. What I had mentioned was back then when everyone was like, yeah, don't do it. My mention was it was bound to happen. You can't extract change, drastic change, without either loss of property or loss of life, of innocence. And that's like, it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate to say. Like, I hate saying that, but
that's the reality of the situation.
Yeah, we see that in history. You see that in all of history. Nothing really happens until there is a revolt. Because what happened during like slavery times, where like in the, especially like in the Virgin Islands, places like that, places where slavery would have kept going if people didn't revolt and take back their land. Stuff that happened here, civil rights wouldn't have happened.
Prime example.
The Civil War didn't happen if they didn't revolt and help take back
America. We would not exist. We'd be a colony or several colonies.
Yeah.
So it's
there you go. Taking it back from the British. Like, it happens, and then innocent people die, and it's a horrible fact that happens. But hopefully, when that does happen, change happens, and it'll never happen again. Because why is all this rioting? Why is it so effective? Because
is it though? I mean, is it effective? I mean, how many riots have there been? I mean, yeah, it gets the negative image out there about stuff, and it, you know, and then everything like that. So it makes a public stink as far as media and your social appearance to other places. So it gets the word out there, essentially. But outside of that, is it changing anything? I mean, are the government officials doing different things differently because of the riots, or is it because of just the negative publicity that surrounds the riots? You know.
So that's what I mean. Cause and effect. You got a riot. You got negative publicity. Is this going to continue happening? Yes. What can we do to stop it? We can use police force. Do you really want to go back to that time during Civil War where you got people beating like police officers beating people with like bats and chicken dogs on them and hoses and things like that, knowing that this is majority like black riots anyway, or people of color riots anyway?
Well, they don't want to
go back to that.
They can't go back to that. I mean, they could try, but people would just rise up and take over the cops.
That's what I mean. You can't go back to that.
No.
Also, you're in a society that has nothing but cameras everywhere, so footage is a thing.
Yeah.
So do you want to base your political career on not doing anything to quell that because of like human rights, or do you want to be that politician that's like they get rehired again because you're the one that, you know, made sure that charges was brought on a guy that deserved it?
I mean, it all depends. It's one of those things where what they see, people can riot all day. They'll riot, they'll fix the shit up. They'll riot, they fix the shit up. Yeah. So it's one of those things where like nothing is really gonna change. I mean, the only way I could see things changing is if you have to do either one of two things. You have to do an overhaul of the police establishment in that county or city, wherever it is.
Yes.
And hire new people, but then you can't just fire all the cops and then hire new people. That doesn't happen in a day. You would have to do that over like a span of a few years to get newer people in there, newer rules, newer evaluations that the police would have to go through to make sure they can stay working. Not hire people from different departments like you was telling me before we started the video, where somebody can get fired from one state police station and then go get rehired at another one. If you fire them, they should be fired for good from law enforcement entirely. Or the riots would have to get so bad to where the state can't contain it. And then the federal government would have to send in the National Guard and enforce the laws and stuff like that to quell the rioting. Then once it gets that big, then it's like, okay, now then the federal level is going to jump down on the state level and say, look, change some shit. We can't have this happen.
And that's what I mean. Rioting for that kind of change. Not rioting to like, okay, let's just get this one dude. Riot so that way every time this fucking shit happens, it's like it's cheaper to get rid of bad cops than keep rebuilding the city. That's what I mean. Like, that's what I mean by riot. That's what I mean by it's working. Like, at least people are like, at least officers, well, not officers, higher officials are looking at what their officers are doing, and actually trying to hold them accountable for it now.
Yeah,
at least in these last few situations, it's not like the best ever. You know what I mean? But like, it's a step in the right direction. But we need all of America's police departments and government officials to fall in line and to fall in that type of mindset.
not just Minnesota or wherever.
Yeah, not just this city here, this city here, this city here.
They all,
you know. And we need that kind of accountability when cameras aren't rolling too. That's what I'm saying.
Like, didn't they have I remember the body cam thing was a thing here in Baltimore, and I think in New York. Was that like everywhere in America, or was it just certain states?
I think it was certain states, but I thought most places were doing it.
Yeah,
but I think it's in most states.
Because I know that cut back a lot of dirt and a lot of shady shit that people was doing too, and caught a lot of cops as they were trying to do illegal shit. Yeah. So, I mean, that should be mandated just across the board too. And
it should be, but you can they can easily turn the shit off though. It's like, oh well, the body cam wasn't rolling, so we exactly.
Make it accountable.
Body cam rolling?
Do it the same way. I mean, technology, that's not an excuse. Do it like they do that Amazon computer you just sent. That body cam turn off, take your ass to fucking the police station and do tech support.
Yep.
Or that body cam turn off, suspension of pay. You're not getting paid because your body cam fucked up. We can't prove what you're doing. So they can do that. Are they going to do that, or should they do that? I mean, it's like something has to change. I mean, either that or like hell, like I said before, tear down City Hall, try to burn down the governor's house. Don't kill him, but but like it's until you affect the people that can make the change. Yeah, they can say whatever they want. People. It's just like, and it's sad for me to say. It's just like rioting in itself isn't solving anything. That's not solving your problem. It's like a person with emotional issues. They're gonna get mad, they're gonna blow up, they're gonna calm down, and then the next video or next thing that the cops do is gonna piss them off again. It's a revolving door process. So change it up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm kind of leaning on the other side of the fence where riot, but don't hurt your community. Like don't burn down like a fucking apartment complex because family lives there, man. Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. But at the same time, peaceful protests don't do shit. They
exactly.
don't.
I agree with you. That don't do shit either. I mean, you have to make your voices heard some kind of way, and I think the biggest thing that they can do is with technology, with video and the internet, Twitter, Facebook. That's the biggest way you can get change. Look what happens. Let's say like if you buy something and then you have some kind of altercation with the person you bought it from. Let's say, oh, this ain't working, I want to send it back, and that person's like, no, I'm not sending it back. Oh, I'm gonna write a negative review on Facebook or Twitter, and then how instantly that changes their opinion to be like, oh well, let me just get you a replacement. Yeah, it's don't nobody want the negative heat that comes from the media and stuff like that to support any negativity. And with the police station, with the cops, it's the same way. It's rioting is a thing, and I'm not sure if it really helps because nothing changes, but at the same time, people have to do something. I'm not sure what that something would be in a lawful, safe manner, because like you said, peaceful protests, that may get the word out there, but it don't change it. Yeah. So I'm just not sure what you would have to do. I mean, maybe this one may change something, because from what I hear, the police station was on fire and still on fire in a lot of those videos and stuff. So maybe this might change something, but I don't know. Hopefully, see what happens. Yeah. Well, yeah. So that's the straight up news right now, man. They charged the dude with third degree murder and manslaughter. So we'll see what happens with the other police officers that were on the scene as well. Yeah. They should get that. What do you call it when you're with the person who murders them, like an accessory or something like that? Accessory to murder. Yep. Yeah, that's what they should get. I mean, it's not like the guy was already, doing shit before they got there, and he died the second before they got there. Like, no, they was there for the entire thing. So,
Yeah.
Just like we would get charged. Like if you did some dirt and I happen to be with you and somebody got shot, guess what? I'm an accessory to that shit. So,
yeah. What were you doing? Standing there? You was there. You saw it. It happened. Yup. So, a little bit of good news, a little bit of bad news. You know what I'm saying? Somber moment. Still a win for George Floyd. So we'll just see what happens in the next coming days.
We'll see. Hopefully we'll see some some better news. But if you guys want us to talk about anything specific outside of racially charged issues and everything, just let us know down in the comments below. My name is Dananu.
I'm Jolly.
And we will see you in the next one. Peace out.
Peace.